girls. These were yearling heifers that had been bred for the first time. You can see the radishes, they were picking through it. They typically would graze the grasses first, and they'd come back for the other stuff kind of after that. But they cleaned it up pretty. That's what it looked like after they finished. My mature cattle would have eaten more of this. These girls were pretty spoiled and picky, so they didn't. But even that's not wasted. Every bit of that is going to decompose over the winter, and it's just adding nutrients and carbon and stuff back in the soil. There's your clover that you see there, the crimson color. That is the same field that we just looked at that was grazed down almost to nothing over the wintertime. And then early March it started responding, and then this is probably a mid-April shot with them in it. The taller stuff is some rye, that's your cereal rye, that's filling in the gaps. The yellow is canola. Canola, you wouldn't think it, but those roots go down about 4 feet in one season. It's an annual, doesn't come back, but in one season it'll go down as deep as 4 feet. There, the yellow is canola. The purple lavender is your hairy vetch, and that and the clover both fix nitrogen in the soil. They take it and convert it to where the other grasses and plants can use it. So by using the clover and the vetch, you don't have to add as much commercial fertilizer. And there's no chance of that running off. Commercial fertilizer, you get it down, and your grasses, usually when you're putting it down, the vegetation is not that advanced. You get a heavy rain, a part of it will end up in the creek, and eventually Chesapeake Bay. This natural conversion or fixation of it, it's a much safer way to use it and less expensive. Plus the cattle can eat it. That's a little better shot of the vetch. Spider web I caught, that didn't last long. The cattle went in that the next day. But, you know, that just looks like you need some ranch dressing and a knife and fork. I mean, I've been tempted to try it one time, but you just, you know, this time of year, what they typically would have would be the toxic fescue that really doesn't help them a whole lot. They live on it, that's what is native here. But much better for the animal and a lot more volume. That's some of your annual rye that I talked about drilling in. When you get into the heat of summer, the rye just dies down, and the natural grasses, a little bit of fescue will still linger and come on because the rye has shaded the ground and kept it from getting too warm. But Bermuda grass or wiregrass, as some people call it, you know, that'll fill in, and I have a mix of some summer stuff here. Nothing has been planted as a warm season perennial yet, but typically something, it'll stay green and they'll find some grazing in it. The rye also, I think, adds a different component to the soil. It just